to pee really bad. And I want to learn how to be a ventriloquist. Oh my God, you're so good. So I'm going to take a deep breath. If anybody else wants to take one with me. Okay. So I'm going to start out with the year 1979. And I'm on my second marriage. And I'm married to a biker who has a 1955 Harley Davidson Panhead. And I am in heaven. So, one place that we go, I live in Topeka, is that we go to the Topeka Harley Davidson dealership. So, there's a man that works there who was the son of the owner at the time, and his name was Denny. So for a few years, while I was married to that second husband, and I would go in there, and Denny he'd always give me a pair of earrings, and we'd kind of make goo-goo eyes at each other, and then he gave me a really good deal on my first Harley, and my husband kept going, boy, that Denny sure does like you. Nobody gets a Harley for that cheap of a price. And I go, I don't know. But Denny was also married, so, it was just an end of an era because I did divorce husband number 2. So we're going to go to 1994, and I'm in a really bad relationship. I'm single, and I'm suicidal, and I go to Arizona for a month to try to get back on track. Who remembers the word codependency? Oh my God, they'd always talk about baggage. Well, I think I would kind of call that the leftovers that you bring into a relationship. Who likes that leftover? And so anyway, I went out there for a month, and I took responsibility for my behavior. That's why I kept attracting assholes. And I had to admit some of it was my behavior and my language and how I dressed. So, but when you're a biker, you got some things upheld. There's certain ways you dress, and those leather pants and those little. I remember Denny one time gave me a tube top. But anyway, that's another story. So anyway, I make it back from the codependency school, and I spend the rest of the year behaving myself. I'm not dating. I'm on some heavy medication. They've decided I'm bipolar, and I'm on antidepressants and lithium, and I'm not dating. So, at the end of that year, I had a little part-time job for the Harley store during Christmas, the kiosk at the mall, Westridge Mall. Well, one day, Denny comes, and he is working with me. And I thought, well, this is fun. Hadn't seen him for, years. So we're catching up. Now, remember, I have spent thousands of dollars, missed a month of work to learn how to behave around men. This is an important part of this story. So, Danny and I are visiting, and we're catching up, and we're selling t-shirts. And then in the conversation, I find out he's divorced. And I go, well, what? Why ain't we going out? And he looked at me, and he walked on the other side of the kiosk and didn't talk to me rest of the fucking afternoon. So, all my thousands of dollars went out the window because I blew it on my first chance of behaving that I was going to be this new woman. And I wasn't. So anyway, I cried. This is like the first week of December. I cried all through December. I went to my therapist on January 2nd. And I said, I've had it. I blew it. If I can't get a nice man like Denny, I'm moving to Arizona. And she goes, you know what? I really think that's a good idea. Well, therapist tells you, yeah, please, move. I don't want to listen to you anymore. So, but guess what? I go home, and who remembers the excitement of the light blinking on the answering machine? Who wants to guess who was blinking?
Tubetopdenny.
Yeah! Tubetopdenny. He was on that message, and he asked me out that next Saturday night. Oh, relief. Number one, I didn't have to quit my job and move. Number two, it didn't matter that I blew it. He still liked me. And then he sent me flowers on the day of the date and said, looking forward to tonight. I never had a guy ever do that. Ever. So we went out. And this relationship, so he's number three. And this relationship has given me a life I never thought I would have, ever. When I was back at that therapy place, we had to do this one exercise, like you're talking about your mom and you're talking about your dad, and you take these Kleenexes out of this box and you throw them and you throw them and you throw them, and you're getting rid of all that stuff, and you're getting rid of those leftover demons that, our parents and whoever was mean to you. And so I felt like I was pretty cleansed of my leftovers. But when Denny and I got together, our hearts had been broken and we were kind of raw and a little nervous. But we took those leftover emotions and we wrapped them in foil and we threw them away. And we were getting ready to celebrate 25 years, December 31st of this year. So, Tubetopdenny, yeah, I can't, if I had that two-top now, it wouldn't fit over my leg. So thank you very much, and I love my husband, Denny. He's here.